All right, it's Love-Hate Day. We're going to talk about running backs on the Love-Hate list. We're also going to talk about Raiders-Broncos coming up, which is a game of football that's on tonight. But let's get straight into it. Love-Hate list. It's headlined by a man who may not play this week. We will see. But if he does play, Matthew, James Cook has a very enviable matchup against the Dolphins' run defense.
So can we, instead of saying James Cook, can I just say Bills starting running back? Because, as of this taping, we don't know. James Cook didn't practice yesterday. We'll see what the status is today. He did get banged up. It went under the radar, but he got banged up a little bit at the end of his last game last week. But I'll just tell you, whether it is James Cook or Ray Davis, who I'd expect to get the majority of work for Buffalo if James Cook can't go, has a great matchup against the Dolphins, right? Miami have given up at least 16 fantasy points to a running back, 6 of their last 8 games. Running backs have seen at least 14 carries against Miami. They're averaging 113 rushing yards a game. They're averaging 5.8 yards per carry. So you see it here on your screen. The Bills have the highest implied team total of any team on the Week 10 slate. So as a 9.5-point favorite against the Dolphins, obviously I have James Cook as a top 6 play, but if I knew for a fact James Cook were out and it was going to be the Ray Davis show on Sunday, I think he would easily be a top 15 play this week.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We've seen Ray Davis do it when James Cook has been out, and some people may say, well, what about Ty Johnson? Well, Ty Johnson, his role is kind of solidified no matter what. He's always going to kind of stay in that running back 2, running back 3 role, pass catcher running back, but Ray Davis definitely the guy you want if James Cook does not play.
Yes. Yeah. As we're recording, we don't know what James Cook's status is for Thursday's practice. Oh, Connor Rogers, chime in. Thanks, lads. Specifically Jay, since producer Stephen.
Yeah, that's right.
One on Connor Rogers.
Happy birthday, Connor. Go throw away your fake, Connor. Throw away your fake ID. Go into a bar and order a drink legally for the first time in your life.
Yeah, I was in a group chat. Backup producer Pete said in the group chat, which Connor is a part of, happy birthday to my favorite Jets analyst. To which I immediately assumed that Bart Scott, it was his birthday. But no, apparently it is Connor Rogers' birthday. So happy birthday to you, Connor.
I just like that there's yet another text thread that I'm not a part of. So it's great. So it's you, Connor.
Who
else is on this text thread? It's you, Connor, Pete. Who else? Is it?
George Savaricas.
Okay.
Yeah, Lawrence Jackson's not on it, though. We'll get you on it later today.
No. I'm good. We got enough. We got about 7.
To be fair, Matthew, there are a lot of group threads.
Yes.
There's a lot. I was trying to hunt down the NBA fantasy league group thread the other night.
Yes.
Where do I even start?
I'm doing the same thing because we got 2 league assholes, one for football, one for
NBA. It's out and the link for the show always gets sent in a group chat, and then I have to go through all of our 8 billion different group chats to find the link so I can promote the show. Yeah.
Raise the flags. Connor is worried that Jay is going to win the Peacocky for best FFHH host. You have to log in to make sure it's going off the rails.
Fair point.
Some merit to
Good call, raise the flag. Yeah, on the group chat, I had a 5 out of 10 Josh Giddey joke that I wanted to make into the group chat, and I couldn't find the group, so it got left on the cutting room floor, and now I can't remember what it was. So it's your loss, universe, on that one. Anyway, James Cook, if we find out that he's not practicing during the show, we'll react to that. But at the same time, I don't really think there's an action. Like either James Cook goes and you start him as normal, or Ray Davis is the replacement and you start Ray Davis in every league.
The action is, and we mentioned this briefly on yesterday's show, the action is to grab Ray Davis. That's the action, is just to make sure, whether it's this week or in the future, that you have the Buffalo Bills starting running back.
Yep. The top 2 running backs in the NFL this season have been James Cook and Jonathan Taylor, who is coming off his worst game of the season. Really his first bad game of the season, where he goes 14 for 45 against the Steelers. But now he gets a very favorable matchup where he will get to show the fine nation of Germany his skills against the Atlanta run defense and not particularly imposing Atlanta defensive line. I suspect that the Colts, after kind of having to lean into Daniel Jones last week through the air, perhaps not by choice, I suspect they're going to lean the hell into Jonathan Taylor this week. They got a bye coming up next week. This strikes me as one of those vintage Jonathan Taylor, 23 carries, 156 rushing yards, and a touchdown or 2 against the Falcons. So JT, not that anyone's concerned about JT, but suspect we're going to see the Jonathan Taylor of old this week in Berlin. Let's jump to Rico Dowdle, Matthew, who gets favorable matchup against New Orleans. It's not often the Panthers, despite being 5-4, have positive game script, but as 6-point favorites, they should against New Orleans.
They should, and we talked about this on Fantasy Football pregame last Sunday. We talked about all last week that we bought into the idea that Dave Canales, last week Dave Canales was sort of like hard to ignore what Rico Dowdle is doing, and we need to get him more touches. And so we bought into that narrative. We said we believe Dave Canales. We talked about it on pregame. That's the Panthers running back you want. And sure enough, of the 32 Carolina Panthers running back touches that happened last week, Rico Dowdle got 27 of them. He played 74% of the snaps. You see it right there on your screen. 25-5. That's the rush attempt difference between Dowdle and Chubler Jr. And obviously very effective. 130 rushing yards to the 17 for Chuba Hubbard. So the point is we expect this to continue. We expect Rico Dowdle to get basically 75% of the touches, if not more, against the Saints. And so the reason we're talking about workload specifically against the Saints is that all the running backs that have seen at least 15 touches against New Orleans this year are averaging 17.3 fantasy points per game. You get 15 touches against the Saints, you average 17 fantasy points per game. Therefore, ergo, ipso facto, Rico Dowdle needs to be in your lineup. He's my running back 8 this week. Uncle Rico, welcome back to fantasy superstardom. Not that it ever left, but you know.
Yeah, I always think it's funny if like Chuba Hubbard just happened to tune into the show and he's like, "What the hell, Chubler Jr.?"
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
He's like, he's minding his own business.
Yeah, very peculiar. Aaron Cashman, Uncle Rico, or Kyron rest of the season. Lawrence.
Oh yeah, I gotta still stick with Kyron Williams.
I agree.
Gotta still
Kyron
stick
Williams.
with
Yeah, the Panthers
better
aren't going
offense.
to keep winning games and be in position.
That's
to,
the challenge.
They probably will win this
But
week.
Matthew Stafford might keep throwing 1-yard touchdown passes, which is definitely affecting Kyron Williams right now.
There's no question about it. So, I mean, it's a legit question, Aaron. And
For sure,
I think I just rather the game environment of Kyron Williams. I think that's going to, fall back to the median and Kyron will still get used. But you feel like they're going to be in scoring position more often, that you feel better about that offense than you do Carolina's. So
Because make no mistake, when the Panthers beat the Green Bay Packers, that offense was carried by Rico Dowdle. Bryce Young had 102 passing yards. So if a team, sells out for that and beat Rico, you could do that. You can't do that with the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, it does seem like at some point defensive coordinators are going to be like, you know what, we'll let Bryce Young beat us. We're going to load the box against Rico Dowdle.
It's very troubling to me. There's a chance the Panthers could make the playoffs and a team like the Lions or the Packers or the Niners could miss the playoffs at the expense of the Panthers.
That's what's going to happen. That's the issue with divisions.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of divisions.
I would say the Panthers are
I don't
playing.
think the only thing I don't think they're going to win the division. That's the thing. I think it's going to be the Buccaneers. I mean,
I hope so. Yeah, American.
They're playing good complementary football.
Oh, there you go. Look at
They're playing football. They're playing football.
I mean,
Baker Mayfield, you need to rise up and stop this catastrophe from happening. We need the Bucs to win the division.
6-4 here.
Okay, well, a team that is in the playoff hunt with the Carolina Panthers, Lawrence, that's the Minnesota Vikings. And you have Aaron Jones on the love list against the Ravens defense that has been a little bit better, but still not super imposing.
Yeah, if you saw the Ravens last week against the Dolphins, at some point they started dominating them, but regardless, Devon Achane was able to run against them. He was able to catch passes out the backfield, had 6 receptions against them. So no matter what, Devon Achane was able to get his. And if that's the same way, I expect it to be Aaron Jones rather than Jordan Mason getting that type of work. The Ravens have allowed the 10th most receptions to running backs and allowed the 5th most fantasy points per game to running backs. So regardless of the game script here for Aaron Jones, we've seen that since he's come back, he's been the most productive Vikings running back. So and he didn't practice this week either. He didn't practice yesterday. So just something to monitor, but he should be good to go.
It was encouraging, one, that they were able to run the ball efficiently against the Lions, who have a really good rush defense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the Vikings had that ceiling in them. Offensive line is healthy for the first time, what feels like forever. And also, J.J. McCarthy completed 14 passes last game. They're going to want to lean on the run against Lamar Jackson's team if they can. Let's get to others receiving votes. Another team, Matthew, likely to lean on the run, the Cleveland Browns. And Quinshon Judkins gets to play New York Jets defense that doesn't have Quinn and Williams in the middle of that defensive line anymore.
Right, and even with Williams, they gave him a ton. Since week 2, the Jets allowed the 4th most rushing yards per game to running backs, and to your point, Quinn and Williams no longer there. I'm hoping I'm dead wrong on Quinshon Judkins because he is a chubby leather daddy.
Yes.
But I think I'm going to be right.
Chubbed up, Quinshon.
He is going to, chub all over me. Listen, David Montgomery is playing my Commanders. That with fantasy points.
Oh, it's a fantasy term? Trouble over me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we say that.
Because he's a chubby leather daddy.
Yeah.
He's on your team.
Yeah, PPR.
Please, there's nothing wrong with that statement. Dave Montgomery is also receiving votes here over the last 4 weeks. Commanders, bottom 10 in terms of most fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs. Lions are almost a double-digit favorite here. You figure Montgomery gets into the end zone. And how about Kyle Monange? Now, again, we don't know DeAndre Swift's status as of this taping.
Yeah.
But I think that even if DeAndre Swift is back this week, Monange against the Giants should have a decent workload. I think he's earned a bigger workload here. I think he's a viable flex. I'm at running back 24. Giants allow a touchdown at the 5th highest rate among running backs, rushing touchdowns. They're giving up 5.9 yards per carry to opposing running backs as well. So, yes, my guy, Kyle Monange, is on the love list this week, running back 24 for me.
He was getting love, too, when Swift was in the game, too. Swift's last 3 games when he was a top 10 running back.
Daniel Sullivan needs to pick one in full PPR, Kyle Monange, Alec Pierce, or Trey Tucker. I'm playing against Swift. I think the answer is clearly Monange if Swift can't go.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think it's Alec Pierce.
You love Alec Pierce.
Do like
Find
Alec
somebody
Pierce.
that
I love him.
You do.
My best friends.
You love him. A thought exercise would be if you were in a boat that was sinking.
Yeah.
And you only had 3 life rafts.
Yeah.
And it was Ella, Rio, Remy, and Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
Who doesn't get the life rack? Who doesn't get the life jacket?
Well, the thing is that in that kind of situation, you defer who runs the most sophisticated route tree. It's clearly Alec Pierce this year. He's added that to his game.
Him out of those?
Alec Pierce, he gets the life raft.
Ella's more of a slot receiver, honestly.
Yeah, she's a slot merchant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's the Wandale Robinson type operator.
Yeah. I would say Monange. I will say. Here's what I would say. I think Monange has the best chance of scoring a touchdown of your 3 options there, and I think he's probably the best floor guy. Because there's a scenario where Jonathan Taylor goes nuts and it's a Pittman-Tyler Warren game. But in terms of upside, Alec Pierce has it. So it sort of depends on what you need there. Is if you need like just floor or you want to just swing for the fences.
Yep. Okay, well.
Because Pierce can always catch an 80-yarder. You know what I mean? Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.